I'm Helen. I've made it obvious. Now, in precisely 4 days' time, I'm going to be a final year PhD student. Thank you. You've been wonderful. Thank you. Now, approaching my final year has made me somewhat reflective. In particular, I've been in Cambridge for 4 years now, and nobody has asked me to be a spy. Thank you, that's a very nice response. So when you apply, you expect to be approached at least a little bit. But I've heard nothing, literally nothing, or even a clandestine whisper from them. Now, I'm not saying that I would like to be a spy, nor do I think I would be a very good spy. I just want to be asked. So, like when your friends plan a suspiciously cheap holiday, you don't want to go, it's nice to be thought of. So as a PhD student, I have a lot of alone time. And that means that I've been able to think about this, some may say obsessively, but what do they know? I like to think that if I were a spy, I would be placed solidly in the category of I'm so bad at being a spy that no one would ever think I was one. And as such would be the best ever. Now, it's been occupying my mind, so you're not the only ones to have heard this as a little bit of a rant. I was, the other day, working hard in the pub, and I mentioned to my friend, that's right, I have more than one. I mentioned to him my displeasure at the lack of a job offer from Her Majesty's Secret Service. And he pointed out to me, he said, "Oh, Helen," he said, it's not like the old days. You don't get a bloke who creeps behind you and taps you on the shoulder and gives you a cheeky wink and offers you a job. No, you have to download a form and apply. Apply. Bet James Bond never had to apply. Just saying. But I don't want to apply. I want to be wooed by the Secret Service. I want to be taken to dinner, a free dinner, to discuss career opportunities, right? And then ultimately let them down gently over a cup of tea and an after eight. I don't want to have to apply for a job I never wanted in the first place, go through an elaborate interview process to ultimately be offered said job, all in the pursuit of saying, "Nah, I'm good." For one thing, I'm about to enter final year, I don't have time. Right? I forgot, final year's taking its toll, I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Okay, that's what I was going to say. Now, so my friend actually did apply to become an MI5 agent. And she even got an interview. Now, the only thing that she was able to tell me without killing me was that they asked her the following question. They said, "Oh, well, what do you know about the Secret Service?" And you know, it's straight out of the interviewer's playbook there. Solid question. She did next, I don't have issue with. It's perfectly acceptable. She didn't really know what they were after, so she asked for more clarity. She said, "Well, what do you mean?" And said, "Oh, well, what research have you done into MI5? Have you looked at our website? Have you seen our mission statement?" And she responded, and this is word for word. Now, she actually said this in an interview with MI5. She said, "But you're a Secret Service. Why would you have a website?" Needless to say, she was not called upon to serve her country. But I am left wondering one thing, and that is, what on earth could the mission statement for the Secret Service be? My suggestion is, watching you. Now I've dealt with the important aspect to my degree, I'll tell you what I actually do. So I look at human DNA replication, which in essence is just how DNA copies itself. And there's one very sort of key feature about DNA replication, and that is that no matter how hard you try, no matter what angle you come at it from, DNA replication is not, and never will be, funny. It's probably a little unfair. It is funny, but to a very, very niche group of people, and neither of them are here tonight. I'm going to move swiftly on. So I do my research in the zoology department, which is very old, and in fact it actually used to be a zoo, but someone forgot to feed the animals. Now we have skeletons everywhere, so they just added an ology and we're done with it. Anthropology did something similar. But no, we have had a new building erected very slowly in the honour of Sir David Attenborough. Poor bastards had to come and open it 5 times. But I've noticed a number of quirks. I mean, it's an odd department, but there's a number of quirks in the new building itself. And my favourite of these is the door that has the exit button on the outside and a card reader on the inside. So everyone can get in. Only the special few may leave. Speaking of never leaving, I, like most PhD students, have a supervisor. And now my supervisor's alright. He has got an unnerving habit. So, you know when you tell someone something new, they adopt a certain facial expression, right? I've dubbed this the processing face. And examples, my little brother, who's over there somewhere, he tends to have anger as a very strong feature of his. I'm a little bit more bewildered when people tell me things. You're confused about what's in. But the supervisor, his face can only be described as one of pure horror. Now, indulge me, if you will. Imagine that you are a brand new research student, and it's like your second day. You've never been left alone in a lab before, and you come to tell him what you've done. And you go and you say, well, so I did this today. He goes, and then I did this. And then this? Yes, fine. Most stressful 3 weeks of my life, right? I thought I killed things. But eventually you learn to ignore them and their habits. But there is one habit that I don't think I'll ever get used to, and that is his Facebook radar, right? Fadar. Now, we all do it, a bit bored, have a bit of a wait, so we go, you know what, I'll have a look and see what people with actual lives are doing. Or at the very least find out what your friends have eaten for the past week. Log on to Facebook. It is at this precise moment that a ping goes off inside his head. He goes, oh, you know what, I think I'll go to the PhD student's office. For no reason in particular. So I'll switch to Facebook and he'll appear silently, giving a sinister horror film with a direct view of my computer screen. And so I can't pretend that I'm doing anything other than that. Right? And it's really weird because it's almost as if he's glided there. Normally he has incredibly squeaky shoes, and so we can hear him coming and pretend that we're working. But no, and he only ever does this when I'm on Facebook. He never does it when I'm looking at a graph or looking at some results or writing something. No, only when I'm on Facebook. Like, this is all he thinks I do with my time. And to be fair, it is almost impossible to convince someone that your best friend's newfound love of donkey basketball really relates to DNA replication. I mean, we do try. But no, so I am now, I suppose, in benefit for him, I am giving Facebook a bit of a break. It's been fairly rude. So you know how it takes your information and then spits out recommendations like posts and suggestions and adverts and crap like that, and these pop up periodically. Well, if you all observe a bit carefully, you'll sort of find that actually there's often a theme to what they send you. And about a year ago, you know what I'm talking about. About a year ago, I got a very distinctive theme, and the theme was how to find the one Have you tried this dating site? I hear Bumble's quite popular. Do you have a kinky uniform fetish? Well, this is the site for you. I ignored it. It's Facebook, after all. And a few months later, the theme sort of took a very dramatic change. And clearly Facebook had thought to itself, well, actually, this dating advice is not working. There has to be a problem. Right? So the next thing I got was, have you tried this diet? How to lose 5 stone. 5 stone. There is only one correct response to that, and that is to be appalled. In as many weeks. That's rude. Eventually it kind of gave up in its entirety and just sent me videos of cake. Which I personally consider as a win. and ultimately, like, a few weeks later, it changed to cat videos and adverts for scientific equipment, which is a much more accurate statement of my life. It gets better. So I started doing Pilates, which is like, thank you, it's like really mean yoga with press-ups and crying. At least that's my experience of it. I said, like, new outfit for a new activity, fantastic, right? So I got myself some very fetching yoga leggings, right, with lightning bolt stamps, make me feel electric. And then I got the expected bombardment of, well, you've bought one pair, you must clearly want several hundred, because this is your only style choice. So, yes, character on the symptoms. Anyway, and so, and again, I think it paused, you could almost see it pausing to consider what it knew and what was happening. And now you have to bear in mind that Facebook thinks that I am morbidly obese and cake is my main food group. And it has recently learned that I've suddenly started doing exercise. Can we guess what I got next? Wills and funeral services. And on that light-hearted note, I'm going to thank you very much for listening to me prattle on. Have a wonderful evening.
Helen Wilkes, everybody. Cancel the interview. I must agree that I would be a